Upcrate 58. Hi everyone, if you're new here, my name is Sally and I'm a mixed media artist in Australia, and if you're not new here, welcome back. Today I am unboxing Upcrate 58. So Upcrate is a art subscription box from Germany. It is a box full of mystery art supplies that gets shipped to me once a month. I get it a little bit late because I'm in Australia, and so this is the June box and we're almost the end of July. So we're gonna unbox the box and review the supplies and make some art with the supplies inside and the prompt word. So let's go. Okay. What have we got in this bright purple package? It looks so blue on camera, but it's really purple in person. Ooh, what's this? Ink. Drawing ink. Technical orange. What a cool color. I feel like orange is so underrated. I love orange. Bulldog clips. Interesting. What's this? What's this? Pilot parallel pen with parallel plate nib. Oh, so like calligraphy? Maybe this goes in here because it looks like those. So is this inks? I don't know. I don't know. I've never seen anything like this before. All right, let's have a look at what else we have. We have a little sticker. Oh, this is cute. Which way does it go? I don't know. I like that a lot. And then we have our brief little pamphlet. Jan Koch is our artist of the month. Hamburg born and based artist influenced by typography, calligraphy, hand lettering, music and design. Sick. And like as always, I will access the full magazine online and I will tell you the details in the voiceover. This is so interesting and very, very different to anything that I make. I do like writing fonts and doing things in my bullet journal, but I don't ever do anything like this in my artwork. It's like a maze. Cool. And what's our surface? Our surface is a sketch pad. Best for dry drawing techniques, pencils, pens. Okay, so we have ink here, so we'll see how that works on this. 130 GSM, 10 pages. Let's just open this up and see how thin it is. Because if we put a lot of ink on here, it might not be successful if it's specifically like for dry media. Let's just open it up. Why is it wrapped in plastic? I don't know. Okay. Oh, what's this? Oh, okay, so it's quite thin, but it's textured, like it's, yeah, textured, and it's got a perforated edge here, so you'll be able to rip the pages out. Okay, this will be interesting to see because it kind of looks like a really thin watercolor paper. So we'll see how the inks go on this. Interesting. All right, let's swatch out everything and see what we can make. Just want to give a big thank you to all my Ko-fi members. I adore you. Your names are on the screen here. I send my members 2 zines every month. This is issue 6. It was a bunch of collage and painting and text. I really liked this issue. I'm starting to add back issues to my shop, but if you just want them sent out to you once a month, you'll actually also get a bonus mini zine, which is unavailable elsewhere. And it ships worldwide, so if that sounds like something you're interested in, you can check out all the tiers below. All right, let's get back to the video. Alrighty, let's talk about this calligraphy pen. So the Pilot Parallel pen comes in 6 different nib sizes. This one is the largest one and it's quite wide. So this is the 6mm nib size, and it comes with 2 different colored inks, but they also sent us a 3rd vial in the box. So in addition to the set that you would be able to purchase, we got an extra ink and then the bottle of the orange ink as well. There was so many different parts, there was so many different instructions. I was getting a little bit bamboozled. Like, I opened this up and I'm just like, that is so much information just to work this pen. What am I going to do? So I read through all of this and I watched some YouTube videos and I was like, okay, I think I kind of understand how to work it. So you take the little vial, which is sealed on both ends, and then you push it quite forcefully into the nib, which breaks the seal, and then you have to squeeze it to get the ink to flow down between the nibs. So the nib is, the way it works is it's 2 stainless steel plates and the ink flows down between them. But what I didn't realize is that you have to squeeze that inner cartridge so hard to get the ink to flow down. And it took me 3 tries to get it. And the plastic isn't very flexible either. So I'm there like squeezing, going, how do I get this ink through? And then I twist it back together. And then I'll be like, okay, is it going to come out now? Because it's not like, you know, a paint marker where you can just press the nib, like completely different situation. So on the 3rd time squeezing it, I finally started to get some ink flowing through. Thank goodness. So it took me a while to get started. This paper is quite textured and I wasn't getting a very smooth result. Also, I'm not familiar with calligraphy at all. I remember being super interested in it when I was in high school and buying a pen and a couple of inks, but I never really sort of learnt it. I was just sort of playing around here and the ink was skipping a little bit because of the texture of the paper, which I don't really mind because I like that when I use ink with brushes, like I like to see the brush stroke and that sort of thing. But yeah, it wasn't getting a very smooth result. And then I thought, let's try another color. Now be careful because the end of that is now pierced. So if you tip that upside down, you're going to get ink everywhere. So the other thing that comes in the package is this little like water droplet. So if you just pop that on the end of your nib and then put that into a glass of water, you can clean out the nib this way. Although it's not like perfect because as soon as you get all that ink into the water that first time, you've just got inky water. So I don't know how successful it is in like giving it a thorough clean. You might have to like change over your water each time, if that makes sense. But anyway, I decided to try with the red ink to see what that looked like. And the inks are beautiful, like so vibrant, really pigmented. I just think for me personally, the nib size on this was just way too wide. It was really difficult for me to sort of control. And because I'm not familiar with doing the motions of calligraphy, even though it's quite sort of, there's a lot of instruction in the pamphlet, it was really difficult for me to move my wrist in that way. And also because I'm left handed, I was sort of being really mindful of the other wet ink on the page. I ended up at the end of the day with just covered in ink. One of the little vials fell on the floor and then I got ink on the floor. It was just pretty much a disaster. I decided to pop some ink into my palette because the cool thing about these is if you pop a different color ink, if you touch it onto the nib, it'll start writing with that color and then go into the color that's in the cartridge. And that gradient was really, really cool. So that was fun. And one of the things I saw online is that you can actually, if you've got two of these pens, you can touch them nib to nib and get the color transfer onto each of them. So that would be cool. Like if there was a second pen in this box that was a smaller size, you could sort of experiment with the colors a little bit more, because I just used a blue ink that I'd gotten in another Upcrate box a couple months ago to sort of experiment with that, because I did it with the orange, but I already had red in there, so there wasn't enough of a contrast with the gradient, so it wasn't really evident. So I did it with touching it into the blue ink, and then I already had the red in there, so that was really sick. I like how that gradient comes out as you're writing. That was like the coolest thing about this for me personally. So here I was trying to use the instruction in the pamphlet to write some letters, and I just couldn't get my head around the angles. I just couldn't do it. Like it just wasn't computing in my brain. And then I tried on a smooth Bristol paper and I had a much better result. So I think if I was going to do calligraphy, I would definitely use a smooth paper rather than something that was textured, because it just made writing a lot easier, because these nibs are not flexible at all. It's literally like steel. So, you have to have it like completely flat to get a smooth result. This is actually to help clean out any paper fibers that get in between your like steel, so that's cool. And then I saw this: do not reuse cartridges once they have been removed from the pen. So I'm here like, so you're supposed to use one full cartridge up and then switch it to another color. So again, like having a second pen maybe would have been better, because I wanted to try different colors, obviously. And then this ink, it didn't have like a dropper, that's just like a stick, and the opening is really wide, and I didn't want to pour it into my palette, so I was getting frustrated with that. And I was just like, what is with this box? What is with this box? So I decided to use the orange ink just as a wash of color and then do some line work over the top using the pen. So I want to talk a bit about the value of this box, and I touched on this with the last scroller box and also with the Upcrate previous to this. I've worked out that approximately, including shipping, each box is about $45 Australian for me. And when I looked online, this pen is $17.25 at my local art supply store. And that's the pen with the two little cartridges of ink. and all the things that come in that package. And then the inks, like the little separate refills, a packet of 6 of them is $1.60, and we only got sent one of those. So like a sixth of $1.60, do the maths. And then the pad of paper, I could only find that online in an A4 size with 30 sheets, and what we got is an A5 size, so half the size and only 10 sheets. On the Upcrate site though, it does value it at €5, and then the orange ink at €20, and to convert that into Australian dollars is like about $11. So I know that the cost of shipping does bump it up a lot for me, but usually with the boxes it works out to be about like the value of the art supplies inside works out to be about the cost of the box for me, and then the shipping is just like extra. This box wasn't it. So I just think if it was supplies that I would use really regularly, it would make a difference to my overall thoughts about it, but it just didn't. This box wasn't for me. That's all. So I did these lines, it looked like a maze, and I drew a little mouse. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked this video, and consider subscribing to my channel for more art subscription box unboxings and work in my sketchbook and painting stuff, all kinds of various art kind of things if you like that kind of thing. And yeah, some honest opinions about supplies and my methods and my inspiration, then feel free to subscribe and hang out with me. I post a new video every week. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.